Around 2 days ago, I made a video titled Things I Wish I Bought Sooner While Being Unemployed, and it did pretty well, to be honest. So I decided to go ahead with my promise and make a part 2.
First off, we have these, and you're probably wondering, what are these? These are actually insoles, believe it or not.
That is bad. But anyways,
Can't stress enough, I really wish I bought this sooner. They've actually been a huge lifesaver. With me, I have a huge addiction to walking, which is a bit weird. Like, I can't go a day without walking for a minimum of 2 hours, brisk, by the way, like really fast. So the shoes that I wear in particular, without these, I'll normally be standing all the time and walking all the time. Like, my feet would literally kill me. Like, it would actually ache for so long. So when I actually bought these, it actually managed to kill that for me. For example, I slot them in these shoes. Look at these shoes, fam. But anyways, I slot them in these shoes.
yeah, I know it's not the exact same shoes, but my point still stands, man. Jeez.
And my feet feel very, very comfortable. So I can literally sustain long periods of walking and long periods of standing, especially when I'm in London sometimes, when I'm trying to wait for the tube, the bus, and trying to walk from platform to platform. They are very, 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 very useful. The law how I actually got these insoles is that when I was moving back to uni, me and my mum went to Primark because I needed more pants and socks, and we saw these, and like, they're actually incredibly cheap. Like, we bought a pack of like 10 or 20 for like, I think it's like £3 or something, so it's crazy cheap. I'll say this is a very, very convenient item, especially for those that have a lot of free time, especially with me, because due to unfortunate circumstances are way beyond my control, like way beyond my control, right? I'm spending a lot of time outside, you know, patternizing, chopping life. And it helps, like, you know, because with my feet especially, when I walk or stand for long periods of time, I get a lot of calluses developing underneath my toes. So with this, it stops that. It stops my skin on my feet feeling very, very coarse, and it feels very comfortable. So yeah. Next we have this, and this is just a regular food scale, but honestly, it amazes me how so many people do not use this. They would rather eyeball everything that they eat. Do not do that. It's a huge mistake. Oh, I'm literally guilty of that, but I'm telling you, getting this has actually been such a life changer. The reason I say that is because when you eyeball things, right, for example, like, you feel like let's say you pour a cup of rice and you feel like that's 100 grams or something, right, but in reality it could be 200. That means you're literally eating more, and like, in a sense, you're kind of using more money if you think about it, because you're going to run out quicker, so you're going to buy more, if that makes sense. With this, you can get the exact values, the exact macros, or wherever you need. Therefore, you can prep easier, become more efficient, and in a sense, especially if you're on a tight budget, you won't be counterintuitive, because you won't be buying more, you won't be using more than what you actually need, in a sense. I would say de-ego, stop eyeballing everything, right? It's not going to work. And just snag this for some, I think this cost me literally less than £10, literally less. Right, so yeah, I really wish I bought this sooner, especially with the circumstances that unfortunately bound me right now. I wish I bought this sooner, 100%. Next we have this, and you're probably wondering, nigga, like, it's just a random wooden chopping board. But let me tell you, people really underestimate how much a good board actually matters. The quality on wooden chopping boards exceeds plastic ones by far. With plastic chopping boards, if it shows signs of breakage or cuts, it kind of raises some health concerns, because especially within those cuts, bacteria can get trapped inside of there, which means it can harbor things like salmonella and E. coli, and also microplastics that are within those breakages can actually transfer onto your food when you actually cut on those broken plastic chopping boards. And the deeper the cuts, the worse it actually gets. And also, one thing I've noticed is that when you actually wash those plastic chopping boards and they still stay discolored, right, that's when, like, that's kind of a sign. It's a sign to kind of just throw it away and replace it. And I would recommend replacing it with a wooden chopping board. I really wish I bought this sooner, honestly, because with wood, it has antimicrobial properties. And also, when you actually cut on the wooden chopping board, it can self-heal to an extent, because the wood fibers can actually close it back up, right? It's a bit copium, but it's definitely better than plastic in some shape or form. They also last way longer. It looks high quality, especially for the price that it actually is, because it's mad cheap. I'm telling you, it's really, really cheap. Right, it looks expensive, it looks nice. If you see my whole gimmick on the playlist, my clip playlist, you should go watch that, you know, whatever. But yeah, it looks nice with this knife. Like, look, if I get it really good. Anyways, but yeah, it looks nice with that knife. And also, it's actually really easy to maintain, right? You can just wash it. You can even just, I know people slightly oil there slightly. I've never personally done that, but yeah, you can just do that. And it lasts for a way longer time. And as I said, especially with the last item that I showed with the food scale, like, because this lasts for so long, right, and plastic chopping boards have a way shorter, I guess, lifespan in a way, right? You won't be spending money buying chopping boards, etc., constantly replacing it. You could just use one like this. I've been using this chopping board for a very long time. I even have another one back at home, which I decided to let my mum have. But yeah,
That's me done. One thing I forgot to mention was that the prices of the actual items that I've just shown. The insoles was like a pack of 15 or 20. It costed around £2.50. The scale, the food scale itself costed £10, and the chopping board costed £5. Unironically, I can genuinely make a part 3 because there's actually even more items I can definitely show. If it does well, then I'll definitely drop it ASAP, but I might just do it anyway just for the love of the game. If you haven't already, I really recommend checking out my clips playlist. It's just full of absolute some bangers, some nice vids that you can binge watch. To end it on a good note, if you can and are willing, make sure to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment too. Why not? Highly appreciate it. And also, I stream what's on Twitch, and yes, safe.